former head coach, Lane Kiffin. So this will be a tough test for Standard, but a good win if they can get it.
The scoreboard's going to be smoking. Texas Tech at Baylor.
This is going to be awesome. Baylor showed last week on defense that they were able to stop the rushing attack of Oklahoma. Now they'll face a Texas Tech team that doesn't even try to run it, but they're as good as anybody in the conference at throwing it. A different test for the Baylor defense. This should be a lot of fun to watch.
All right, so here's the remaining opponents for BCS top 5 teams. Excluding conference title games, which will come later, only Alabama and Baylor have ranked opponents on their remaining schedule. None of the 5 teams will face a ranked team this weekend. All right, Trevor, we've been talking about the Baylor offense for years. We don't mention the Baylor defense ever until now because they've been playing a different brand of defense, haven't they?
And, you know, I haven't really watched the Baylor defense much on tape until this week because I was either looking at their offense or looking at other teams waiting for the Baylor schedule to stiffen up a bit so I could get a good look at them. But when I saw them against Oklahoma, they popped out. And what showed up was that they've got actual, honest-to-goodness playmakers on all 3 levels of that defense. Starts on the defensive line with Chris McAllister. Big old defensive end. Faces down a wide receiver in the open field in space. Now, you can't coach that. That is pure talent. They're very athletic across that defensive line. The linebacker, Eddie Lackey, jumped out on tape as one of the best linebackers I've seen this year at diagnosing and attacking plays before they could get started. This is the kind of player that not only gets up there and finishes the play, more importantly, he knows where the play will go at the snap, and that's why he's so good. Now in the secondary, Dimitri Goodson. Watch how he jumps in front of the receiver, knows what the route is, knows where the ball's supposed to go, and he actually becomes the receiver. And keep in mind that for these secondary members, they actually face a tougher group of receivers in practice than they will in most games that they ever play. Games for the defense of Baylor is actually probably a lot easier than practice. And so when they go against a team like Texas Tech now coming up, they'll face a good passing attack, but nothing like they see during the week. So this defense is good, not just because they've got guys that can run around, but because they're experienced. 7 seniors are starting on that defense.
Art Briles has built that defense. He's also now he's going to have to go the rest of the way without his top receiver, without Glasgow Martin, one of his running backs. They didn't have him for that Oklahoma game, and they still blew doors. Also, 3rd quarterback in 3 years. What does he get as a reward? Well, he gets a 10-year extension today from Baylor, and he deserves it from what he's been able to do with that team, building them into a national power, and they are that for sure. All right, coming up here at the half.